Thank you guys for checking out my first video about vindictive women and the 4 reasons why you're probably attracting them. If you have not checked out that video, definitely watch that one before you watch this one so you can get a warm-up of what we're about to get to in this video. Because in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 10 signs of a vindictive woman. So let's say that you're in a relationship, a situationship, you're in a dynamic with someone and you're noticing that their energy is kind of low vibrational, or they're being snappy or interesting, like they weren't acting like this before. Now all of a sudden they switched. Well, here are the signs that that woman, she's now starting to be vindictive. So most of my date night videos are for men. Sometimes I share it for women, but if I do, it's probably about the zodiac or something like that. But I created this series because when I'm dating, I date men, and men tell me stories about their love life, because that's one of my personal questions. I want to know about your love life and what kind of lover you are. And then I start hearing these stories that are not. We're on this topic of being vindictive because you have to realize that people that are hurting will do things to hurt. That all of us reach a point in our relationships where we're tired of being sick and tired, and we start seeing a pattern in the opposite sex, and it makes us believe that everybody's the same. But it's really not. It truly is that you're not healing what's inside of you. So the things that you're believing is starting to manifest in your mind, and it's starting to come into your reality. So you have to start healing in between each relationship if you want to see an improvement in your love life. So this video, if it popped up in your search suggestions, is because I also feel like vindictive women have a lot of narcissistic ways. And vindictive energy and narcissism, they like best friends. Like you can't have one without the other. They kind of intertwine. So on a conscious level, we all can become narcissistic and vindictive when our energy is low. You gotta pull your energy back up, whether you need to isolate for a while or you need to tap back into what brings you joy and your passions and what you deserve, so that you're happy and your energy starts pushing all that negativity out. I know that education, spirituality, and a relationship with God will further your experience with love and energy. And we need to understand those dynamics within ourselves in order for us to bring more to the table for our next relationship or our current relationship, if you're willing to work through it. Number 1, she's easily offended. Anything that you say, she's offended by. She gets an attitude, she shuts down, she rolls her eyes, she smacks. It's like she's creating this energy between you both where you're going to end up walking on eggshells. Number 2, she's holding. Identify what makes her. Number 3, a vindictive woman will always have this sense of anger about her. She's always angry at somebody. It don't matter who. It could be an animal. It could be her pet, her mama, her co-workers, her friend, her best friend. She's talking smack. Pay attention to how many times she's getting angry. Number 4, a vindictive woman will always blame an issue on someone else, including you. You have to be very careful when you're dealing with a vindictive woman, because she can easily slip you into the blame game. And now what is she doing? She's lowering your self-esteem, because every time you're trying to do something, she's blaming that it's your fault. Well, subconsciously, that's going to start messing with you. Number 5, she is bad at conflict management. Now, there's a lot of drama mamas out here today. They literally seek drama. Fellas, I want you to know that that is a sickness. That is a mental disorder. we'll let her go find out what's wrong with her, because it's different types. But if a woman is just drawn and addicted to drama, you have to start asking yourself, why is she like this? Really? You need to ask God. Number 6, she has a revenge mentality. A vindictive woman will always try to compete with you and one-up you. She's being petty, and she won't stop. Every time you're just trying to prove that you're a good man and that you're a good person, she wants to push you down and let you know that you can't do nothing without her. You can't do it as better as her. She's always trying to one-up you, and you got to pay attention to that. Number 7, a vindictive woman will always use people, situations, and secrets to weaponize you. So the simplest one is you were vulnerable with her. You shared some secrets with her. For some reason, when it's an argument, she brings it up way completely out of context. That is a vindictive behavior. Number 8, a vindictive woman will always belittle everyone around her, including you. She has to be the best and be better than the rest. But she's doing it in a fashion that hurts your feelings. She's doing it in a fashion that hurts their feelings. Always pay attention to the company that your girl keeps. Are they smiling with her? Are they frowning? Are they getting upset and impatient? Pay attention to how she belittles people. A vindictive woman will always have a dark side. Now, hey, I have a dark side. I have my moments where I get angry about things, but I'm conscious and aware, and we're going to talk about it. But what I'm also learning is that if a woman is channeling a lot of her dark side and she's never pouring light into you, encouragement and wonderful things for you, you're going to have to pay attention to that, because it can't get that dark all the time. Just like Earth, we see the sun and we see the moon. We see the day and we see the night. She has to know how to balance that, brothers. And the last sign, number 10, a vindictive woman will use and abuse people and then discard them like nothing ever happened. Has that happened to you with some of your exes or baby mamas? Vindictive energy is very, very noticeable. I want you guys to pay attention. So fellas, are any of these 10 signs happening to you right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, no? If that is happening to you, brothers, I want you to check in. I have this option in my description for people to journey with me. And what I do on my journeys is I try to get brothers to have a moment of personal development. Let's look at what you're doing to attract this person. And if you don't want my help, brother, it's time for you to start seeking out help near and far. Whether you find it on the internet, you find it on social media, you find it in person in the community. But if you're seeing any of these signs and you're in that situationship, you're in that relationship, brother, it's time to check in. And when you check in, make sure that you check out some tools, resources, and people that support you. Because when you're up against the grain, because you're going to have to deal with this dragon, you're going to have to deal with this woman, and you need to make sure that you're wiser and stronger when you do. A lot of y'all brothers like to brush it off. Years go by, children get involved, and now it's real muddy. You better use God at that point. You're going to need God. You're going to need help. You still going to need the help because this woman going to drive you crazy. And it's not fair, because once she's done with you and she walks away and leaves you with what? Nothing. What you going to do? And I hope that you don't have to get to that rock bottom of yourself to realize that you could have left a lot sooner. Thank you guys for tuning in to part 2 of Vindictive Women. I have one more for you. Yep, it's right here. So whenever you're ready, click on it. Also, share this video so that other brothers that you know are going through things can read the signs. Because if you can pay attention to these signs, you're already in awareness to change your situation. If you like this video, click like. If you keep coming back, click subscribe, and definitely stay tuned. And so this is part 2. So let me take a quick picture. I'm gonna try my best to get through it, y'all, before my roommate get home. And I'm on a road of consciously dating. So as I'm consciously dating, I'm always thinking about how can I do better as a woman? Like now I'm single at this video, but I'm in a phase of healing my past relationship, actually my past 2 relationships. So I can't even afford to be with any kind of dude right now, whether he was being nice to me or he was being vindictive. I'm just in a space of receiving love and giving love without it being attached to anything, so that I'm not possessing over it. Because I am a Cancer, I can get clingy, and we ain't got time for that. That ain't healthy in a relationship. It's not healthy for the guy, and it ain't healthy for me.